Hello and welcome to another AIC Productions video. Today I am super excited to be doing this video with you guys. So, for those of you who have followed my channel for any length of time, I've been on YouTube now for over 6 years. That is a long time, and whenever I do a review of a product or do a part install, anything like that, that particular item is something that I have bought, whether it's money I've earned through YouTube or money I've earned through other means, my normal job, whatever, selling stuff on eBay. I've had to buy those parts. But today's video, not sponsored by, but the product is provided by Lenovo, which means it's something that I normally wouldn't be able to review because it's a very expensive item, and which you probably already know if you read the title. And I'm super excited because this is just a chance I don't normally get. So thank you, Lenovo, for giving me this opportunity. So, as many of you know, let me grab it here. This is my daily driver laptop. This is my 25th anniversary ThinkPad. It's rocking a 7th gen Core i7 processor. It's basically a T470 with a slightly fancier keyboard and some fancier accents. And I love this laptop. It is definitely the nicest computer I've owned, for sure. The computer I'm going to be reviewing today, and it's really, this video is just an unboxing. We're going to look at it. We're going to do some initial impressions. We're going to open it up, take a look on the inside. This power cord will be important here in a minute. Is this. Oh, this thing. Oh. This is a Legion Y740 17-inch. This thing is a beast. It is nearly 6.5 pounds, not including the power brick. And let's just open her up. So, when they reached out to me, most of my videos, if you watch much of my channel, have been lower end laptops, because like I said, I have to buy them. So I have to either buy something used or I have to buy something low end under that $400 mark, usually under the $300, and quite frequently under the $200 mark. This laptop comes in at almost $2,000. It comes out at over $1,800 right now. I'm not quite sure on exactly the specs, so depending on the specs, it's between $1,700 and $1,900. That is a lot of money for a laptop. And let's get it out of the sleeve. Now, this is a review unit, so it has been opened and used by somebody else. So I don't know what condition the operating system is in, but the laptop looks brand new, except for it does have quite a few fingerprints that are not mine. Oh, I have had 17-inch laptops before. The last one I had was a ZBook 17, and this definitely feels thinner than that, but it is just as hefty, but it does feel bigger. It feels like it's deeper. I don't know if that's just visually because of this bar here, or if it is actually deeper than that ZBook 17. I'll have to look up some dimensions on it, but it is hefty. So there's the laptop, and this is the power brick. That is the power brick. Let me clear off some boxes here, and we'll do some comparisons. So first things first, we're going to compare the size of the laptops. This is fairly typically sized 14-inch laptop. Again, it's a T470, which is exactly the same size as a T440, 450, 460, 470, 480, and probably even the 490, or very similar to the 490. But as you can see, that is significantly bigger than the 14-inch. It weighs, I think this weighs like 3.5 pounds, so this weighs more than twice as much, or around twice as much. And as far as the power bricks go, this is the power brick for my ThinkPad, and that's the one for the Legion. So that's a pretty decent size comparison. Now this is just I want to say it's a 90 watt, 80 watt power supply, so very compact. This is a 230 watt power supply. I've had desktops with lighter power supplies than that. So I have no idea what the battery status is at. So let's go ahead. We will actually, do you know what I want to do first before I even plug it in? Is my screwdriver. Let's open it up and see. On a laptop like this, I gotta see what's all going on the inside, because there's got to be some impressive engineering going on. So let's readjust the camera. We'll come back and we'll open this puppy up. Give us just a second. All right, so let's get to taking out these screws, and we'll pay extra special attention to the length. Let's see how easy these are to open it up here. On a laptop this size, it should be very upgradable in my personal opinion. So like a thin and light notebook, I understand to some extent that they are removing some of the upgradability with things like soldered RAM and non-removable batteries, or at least not easily removed batteries, because anymore typically you buy the system and you just aren't going to do a whole lot to upgrade it. You're getting pretty hefty specifications. 8 gigs of RAM is pretty typical anymore. By the time you would want to upgrade the CPU, a new generation has come out. It also means for thinner, lighter systems, less expensive manufacturing costs. So yeah, but on something like this, where you're spending this much money and it's this big and this heavy, there's no excuses to have, that's definitely a longer screw there on that side. See, now I didn't read any instructions or anything, so we're just playing it by ear here. It looks like this black plastic part has to come off. Alright, that actually is coming off pretty darn easily. Once I got the screws out, then I just came along this edge here and just pried up at the edges, and it came right out. Alright, so obviously you have the battery, you have the M.2 SSD. Let's see what else. We got the killer AC wireless. You have the 1 terabyte hard drive. This is your CPU, I'd assume. And then the graphics chip here has a subwoofer speaker. And then the speakers are up here. Let's see, I'm just trying to see. I don't see the RAM slots. There we go. It's just behind door number 3. Perfect. Awesome. That makes me much, much happier. So there's your RAM, 2 RAM slots. I was going to say, if they were soldered on, so this must be the graphics with the memory DIMMs there, and the CPU here maybe. I'm guessing, or maybe those are VR. No, those are definitely RAM slots. Anyways, so here's your upgradable memory. So it is upgradable, DDR4. So there you go. So pretty typical. CPU graphics going to be soldered onto the main board, which is perfectly okay. Like I said before, things I'd expect to upgrade are things like memory, storage, and other accessories like the wireless. Perfectly fine. We're being able to replace the battery. It's not soldered in, just has a couple of screws holding it in place with a plug. It's obviously not something that's replaceable on the go, but this really isn't a mobile system. You're not going to be using this very far away from a power outlet. Alright, let's go ahead and button it back up and go from there. Alright, we got it back together. Let's go ahead and readjust the camera again and we will power it on and take a look at it. Alright, so our next stop is the trackpad and mouse. We haven't powered on the laptop yet. We're just getting some initial impressions on it. I like the color, I like the feel of the wrist. Feels small. I mean, it's not a small trackpad, it's just the laptop is so big, it feels small. And there's not much difference, delineation between the wrist rest and the mouse pad. I would have liked to see this indented just a little bit and these raised. So if this had been indented here along this front lip and these were raised just a little bit and this was indented, I think that would make for a better trackpad experience, because this is all just flat surface here. This trackpad is not going to be very nice to use. I'm pretty sure it's actually going to be smaller than the trackpad on my other ThinkPad. Let me grab that and see. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the trackpad is either the same size or slightly bigger on my 25th anniversary or my T470 series laptop. So with it being such a much bigger laptop, I would have liked to seen a slightly bigger trackpad with more delineation around it. Lenovo's, they have amazing keyboards. They could stand to learn a thing or two. The best trackpad I ever had, period, bar none, without exception, was the trackpad on my ZBook 14, and a lot of people could learn from that trackpad. It was about perfect, for me at least, on a trackpad. So I do appreciate the physical buttons. I just wish they were raised. There's a little bit lower, you know, this was lower just a hair or two, and a little bit of delineation between the touchpad and that and the wrist rest. Now let's look at that keyboard. So Lenovo obviously is well known for their keyboards. Even the IdeaPad 120S 11.6 inch that I have has a superior keyboard to even some high-end Dells that I've used recently. Unfortunately, I don't think that's translated here. They're not great. They're not terrible. Don't get me wrong. They're a good size. The caps themselves feel like a good quality plastic that will last a long time, but the feel is very uneven between the keys. So, like using my ring fingers on the L and the S on the home row, the S feels very different from that L. And now again, this is a loaner laptop, so this has been through a few hands already. So I don't know if that makes a difference or not, but yeah, the L almost feels like it's a dead key almost. There's almost, I don't know, it feels weird to me. Spacebar feels alright. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Yeah, that L key feels bad. We'll see. We'll play with it a little bit more. I do appreciate the addition of a numpad. So that's not a bad thing at all. I do wish it had the keyboard from my Lenovo. Listen to this. The keyboard you put on your 25th anniversary. Put it on everything. Just make 1 million of them. Make 10 million of them. Put it on everything. It is amazing. It can't be that expensive. Economies of scale. Just put it on everything and everybody will love you. Anyways, so it's okay. I'm going to have to do some more typing on it to see. The wrist rest is huge, so that will take some getting used to. But I'll do some practice typing on there. It feels better than my Dell, that's for sure. I just don't think it feels as good as other Lenovo products I've used recently. Let's go ahead and power this puppy on. Go onto the screen here. Now the webcam on the 17-inch is above the screen versus below, which is where I believe it is on the 15-inch. Trackpad feels good. It's very responsive. Let's see. Do they have the LED? That's what I'm looking for. Now let's see what we got for specs, because I'm not quite sure exactly which one I have. The really only difference is the graphics card. I believe they all have the same CPU, at least of the ones available on the website right now. So this is the 8750H CPU. And we have for display adapters. Oh, that's this drive. Oops. There we go. We have a GeForce RTX 2080 with Max-Q design. So it is the nearly $2,000 model. So can't complain. I really can't complain. Let's see. It does come with McAfee, actions recommended, Bluetooth. Let's see if they have the Lenovo thing to do the Lenovo utility. So I'm not familiar with the Lenovo applications for the LED lighting. That's what I'm looking for the keyboard, because right now it's glowing a nice soft blue. Alright, so I don't see any specific utility for the LED lighting, so I'm going to have to figure out that here. Let's turn this around. Let's look at what we got going on here. So let me close this up. So as far as the Legion, the light lights up. Oh, just turned off because I put the computer to sleep, but that Legion lights up. Along this front edge, you have nothing but the screws I removed. Along, oh, this thing is so heavy. Along this edge, you have an always-on USB Type A for charging and all that jazz. Along the back, you have a mini display, HDMI, a couple more USBs, an Ethernet. Oh, sorry. You have your charging cable, Kensington lock. And on the left-hand side, you have your headphone microphone and the USB Type-C. So lots of ports. Obviously, on a laptop this size, there's really no reason to not have lots of ports. It's all metal on the outside except for that back plastic bit. So one of the things I did earlier is I did go on Reddit and ask people to ask me questions of what they'd like to know about this laptop. And we are going to cover some of those in my next video. Hopefully I covered a couple of those in this video. But if you have any questions, I'll link down in the comment section down below to the Reddit thread that I posted. I'll also be taking any questions out in the comment section down below. Again, this is just reviewing. I only have it for a short time. So if you want to ask a question, definitely ask it soon. and I'll do my best to answer those. One thing I would like to do now is I'd like to go ahead, and one of the questions I was asked is laptop bag, if this fits in any laptop bags. So I actually have a laptop bag from when I had my ZBook 17, and we will see if it fits in there. So give me just a second. Alright, so this is my Amazon Basics laptop bag that I bought when I had my ZBook 17. I just want to see if this would fit, because this thing is so heavy. You wouldn't want to sling this thing under your arm. Oh man. No, that's not going to fit. That is a stinking big laptop. So, no, that's not going to fit. So I don't know if Lenovo sells a bag that this would fit into, but this laptop bag that is designed for 17-inch laptops does not fit this 17-inch laptop in it. Ooh, yeah, that's not going in. Anyways, worth a try. That answers that question. So I don't have this in my biggest laptop bag. I usually have 14-inch laptops, so I haven't gotten anything bigger. So yeah, again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comment section down below. I will definitely do my best to cover those in the next video. Ask them soon, because again, I only have this for a short while. So thank you for watching, and I hope you have an amazing day.